So the next type of database we'll look at are boards. So again, we'll go here and slash board. And again, I could do an inline board. I'll do a full page for the sake of keeping things organized here. And so we'll call it board example. What this is a Kanban style board. We can drag cards across different statuses to keep track of projects. And again, we'll get into later how you can integrate this with other types of databases. This can be pretty powerful just by itself. So this works a few ways here. You can see a group by at the top, which is saying group by status. So if we were to open a card, you'll see it has the name of the card, the status, and the assigned. So there's a person field in here, which again, probably wouldn't use for this because I'm the only person in here. So let's just go ahead and take that out. We can delete that property. The status we want to leave. Right now the status is not started, in progress, or completed. And those are the statuses you'll see across the top, not started, in progress, or completed. And we'll collapse this to give us a little more room to see what's going on. You'll notice if I drag a card over and put it in the not started column, it changes the status to not started. Same thing from in here. If I click on that and say completed and close out, it actually moved it to the completed column. So you can edit things. And this is really what's neat with databases and Notion. You can edit things not only in here, but lots of other ways. If you edit an item anywhere, it updates it everywhere. Again, we'll get later into views, but you can view a single database in different ways. And if you make a change in one of those other ways, it will reflect in here. So the boards can be pretty powerful. And again, you can make other fields in here if you want. You could add another property to it, adding a date to it, saying, maybe we call it due date, for example. You could say when something is due on the 5th. And so that way it's in that card now. We've chosen not to show it. And to get into properties a little bit, we'll cover this more. But you can choose what shows up. And I can say, I want due date to show up too. And so now due date will show up in the card. And this is nice because you can keep your cards clean. You want to keep them simple or start showing more of the stuff. You actually show the status in there with it as well, which would be kind of silly in this case, but it allows you to do that. So some neat things you can do with boards. If you've used Trello for anything, this should be fairly familiar to you. Trello in the Kanban style is a bit more powerful, but this, with everything else you can do, I think makes it far superior. We get into some of the other database types, and then again, different views and filters and relations. There's some really powerful stuff we can do we'll talk about shortly, but this is a quick look at how boards work in Notion.